up guys, I'm MASEGO and I'm back again with another video, and in today's one we're going to be appreciating teachers. Just by the way, there's going to be random noises throughout the video, so bear with me. I'm outside. It's 9:10 a.m. and obviously a.m. but we're just going to do the best we can. As you guys probably know already, based on my previous videos, I am very big on education, and this video in particular is an appreciation of the people who give us an education in school. I will take any moment that I can to appreciate the people who give us, their time in terms of educating us and making us better people in the society. Now, Teachers' Day is already past, but we're still in October. It's the 25th of October currently, and we're still in the month, so why not? It's never too late or too early to celebrate something or someone, even though we do have days that force us to celebrate certain things, but we can take it upon ourselves to celebrate the people that we care about at any time. So I've been in school all my life. Basically, I started preschool when I was 3 years old, and I have been off school now because I've graduated. Yay, thank goodness. I finished in June, so I've been off school since then. So I'd say like 4 months. I've been a student all my life, literally all my life, except 2 years and 4 months now. That is hectic, and I'm enjoying my break so much. I'm really enjoying this whole breather. There is a lot that I respect about teachers, you guys. Like, wow, I can imagine being a teacher back in the day. Teachers still weren't in like the best situations, but now it's gotten worse. And wow, I feel like any moment to appreciate a teacher would be really great. And the things that they go through, man, like the struggles that they go through. First of all, the patience. I am so passionate about education, but even I would never be an educator because I don't know, it's like I expect too much from people, especially when I give you my time. I do understand that, I get paid at the end of the day, but I get too involved, and I don't think that's a great thing, or that would be a great thing for me, because I would legit take up, I guess, like 50, like it could go either way, I give off, it's like whatever that I try to put into someone, I want it to go all the way, right? And anything in between is like, no, that's not what I'm trying to do. I want you to go all the way. It's like I see the best in people, and I want them to be the best versions of themselves. And being a teacher, I don't know, sometimes I get it, when teachers step back, but obviously, with everything, every profession, every person that we've come across, every group of people, there's always going to be the bad potatoes. I'm not talking about them. This video is not at all about bad teachers. We've all come across a horrible teacher at some point. I remember, okay, let me talk about one instance. I never had too many bad teachers that overcrowd the good ones, but I definitely did have a bad teacher, and I'm going to share with you something that she used to say a lot that I will never forget. So every time when you ask a question and something that she's explained, like in a class, the fact that you're asking means you don't understand, and the fact that you don't understand doesn't necessarily mean that you weren't paying attention. So this one particular teacher used to say that she is not going to explain twice because she doesn't get paid twice. Yeah, I know. I'll never forget her, honestly. I'll never forget her. She was horrible. Yeah, the patience. It takes a very special someone to be patient with kids, a large group of kids. And the thing about being a teacher is that it's constant, So you're a teacher for multiple kids in 1 year, and it doesn't even end. The next year, you have a new group of kids. You start again as if nothing happened, as if you didn't just conquer a whole class the previous year. So it takes a lot of patience. Also, nowadays, kids are so disrespectful compared to how we grew up. Like I said, every year there's always going to be imperfections and a group of horrible kids who just don't listen, or who do what they want to do. But nowadays, with the new generation that is in, it's horrible, man. Like, I really feel for these teachers. I feel that there's too many, a lot of times now, we push rights. Everything is about rights. Oh, I have the right to this, or I have the right to that. But we don't really practice responsibilities. And I remember growing up in life orientation. I don't know what the syllabus in life orientation is now, but there was a section on rights and responsibilities. So with as much as you are entitled to whatever right, you still have the responsibility to something else. So it's almost as if now we are a generation of selfishness, like I have the right to this, I have the right to that, but you don't have the responsibility to give someone else the right that you so preach all the time. It's very unfair. Like, we really need to bring it back to, as much as we emphasize the rights, which I am for, seriously, we can't infringe on people's human rights, but at the same time, don't be lazy when it comes to you having to be responsible. It goes hand in hand. As much as you are entitled to a right, you also are obligated to be responsible in your actions and how you treat other people. So another struggle that teachers, I would say struggle with, or something that I feel, is that, parents don't speak to their children about stuff, anything, and they expect that their child will learn everything at school, which makes no sense. Parents need to teach their kids academic as well as social skills at home, so that when they do go out to school, that the teachers don't struggle with them. You can't expect one teacher to teach a whole group of kids, a class, and usually this teacher doesn't just teach that one class. There's multiple classes that they teach. So it wouldn't make sense for one teacher to teach a class of 20, 30 students multiplied by however many classes there are. It's very unfair. So, talk to your kids about teenage pregnancy. Talk to them about drugs. Don't wait for the teacher to be your kid's parent. They're not. And learning the ABCs, it helps a lot. I mean, obviously when your child is that young, it helps a lot for a child to have learned the basics at home, and then when they go off to school, they can already pick up. You don't wait for your child to go to class and learn the ABCs, their 1, 2, 3s. It's a lot. Make the process easier for everyone else, the teacher, other students, just your own child, everyone. And also, as much as parents are expected to be your children's parents, they're not even paid well on top of that. They have their own families at home, and then they come home, they are your child's therapist, they are your child's parent, the teacher, they are everything all wrapped in one, and they're not even paid well most of the time. There needs to be a balance. Teachers deserve to be paid well. The teaching profession is taken too much for granted, but it is a huge deal. It takes a lot. Not everyone can become a teacher. Let's pay them well. So in this moment, I would like to celebrate some of my teachers, some of the best teachers that I've experienced growing up, obviously being in school and everything. Even in university, there was one particular lecturer who I will honestly never forget. I would love to pay a visit to each and every one of my, teachers from the past. I'm still in contact with my lecturer. I actually told her that I graduated. She was so happy for me. She was I would say my psychologist every time I would, get a bad result, and, I just go to her, and she would be my sense of relief and my hope, because of course she's a chartered accountant, so she knows the journey and how challenging it is. So she had some very good advice to give me, and I really appreciated that a lot, and I appreciate her a lot, and every other teacher that I am about to list on here. So the first one is my grade 3 teacher, Mrs. Molman. I don't know her first name, so I can't look her up anywhere. I hope to see her someday. I hope she's still alive and well, because life is just, you know what life is. People come and go, and I would hope to see her again and to just say hi. Yeah, she was so nice. She believed in me a lot, and I was like her favorite. I don't want to say like I was a teacher's pet, but I was her favorite. She was a really nice teacher. She had multiple favorites, but yeah, I was very tiny as a child, so I guess maybe I was just like the little child. Yeah, but she was really, really, really nice. And then my grade 7 teacher, Mrs. Edwards. Mrs. Edwards, man, damn. I'm gonna cry. So basically Mrs. Edwards was, I would say all my teachers were very supportive. Each one had a crucial role. It was like a similar role, but I mean, obviously, different levels require different, I would say, ways of, fixing problems, or maybe not problems, but like dealing with things, dealing with stuff. The school that Mrs. Morman used to go to is very far, but the one that Mrs. Edwards went to, or the one that she taught in, is close by. So someday I'll have to like go in and check if she's still good. I just have to pay a visit and check if she still teaches at my old school, and hopefully she's still there. I think it's very nice to see like some of the kids that you used to teach, and they grow up to be, fine young women and young men who try to have a positive impact and influence in the world. And then we have Mrs. Mako and Mr. Khrovia. Mrs. Mako was my business teacher, and Mr. Khrovia was my maths teacher. Yeah, no, both of them, oh my gosh, like, yo, so smart. Like, you ever just meet a teacher, and I mean, obviously they are a teacher, they're supposed to be smart, but you ever just be like, wow. Like, just wow, you're so different. They were so different, and they were really good people. Like when someone comes into work and it's not a job for them, but it's a calling, it's a passion, and it just comes through. That was them. All of these teachers that I'm basically listing on here, they didn't just show up to school, they showed up to live up to their passion and their calling, and it was honestly so beautiful. I am so grateful to have been a part of a group that was taught by them. And yeah, just imagine the odds. I found them, or they found me, I don't know, whichever way we found each other, and they are really good people. And it just shows that in life, just do what you should be doing, and because you took up a job, you applied for it, you went in for an interview, and you said, I would love a job here, and now you have a job. So then, make it show. Mrs. Dalport, hey, the tax lecturer. If you have been taught by Mrs. Dalport, you will know. Or maybe because, it's different, different people suit different people, and everyone will have their own. Someone else might prefer a lecturer who I don't prefer, but Mrs. Dalport, man, she is quality. She was she still is a financial management lecturer. And standard costing, I did not know standard costing. I didn't understand it. She broke it down. I remember coming to consult with her all the time on standard costing, and I didn't really like get it. It was just like, oh, okay, like I can pass at least or whatever. But the thing is also, you either know it or you don't know it, right? So, but it was like, I would say, a cramming thing for me, until she, like, legit, I kept going to her, and just one time, I just got it. And I got it even now, give me standard costing, I will break it down for you. And yeah, thank you, Mrs. Dalport, and thank you to all the other teachers who I've mentioned on here. I am so grateful for you, and it is really people like you who really pave the world. You shape it into quality and standard. You stuck by your morals, your standards, and who you are, and the quality person that you are, and it shined through. Quality does not go unnoticed. We notice, right? And it also helps build our character, knowing that going into the world we can be of substance and quality, even in an environment where it's very kind of shaky, and yeah, I'm a very firm person, and I got my firmness from all different sources and different people that I've met in my life, and personally, even in my family. But even going outside, it's nice to see that people of substance don't just belong in your family, but they do exist around the world. And I saw it with all of you, and I'm so appreciative of that. And I will continue to being the best version of myself, and just giving everything my all, and being of quality and of substance. And I would hope to also share some of that, or just pour a little bit of that uniqueness into somebody else. I am grateful for the people who have shown me the difference in people, and what passion, and what hard work and determination, and just good character, what that can give you. Also, there's another teacher, almost forgot to reference her. I don't know her name, because I was in preschool. The whole reason me wanting to become a chartered accountant today is a result of my teacher from preschool. So nothing huge, nothing extraordinary, but just a little bit of something different, and then it went a long way for me. So we were given an assignment to go back home, do research at home, and also our parents the different career options and choices and all that. So it was a career expo thing, I guess. We had to go back and just find out the different careers, and where we might want to fit in someday. And my mom used to teach me maths a lot, so I guess maths, numbers, in preschool there's no maths, there's just numbers. So numbers, I was quick at grasping those. So I guess your parents really do see how you grow up, and how you interact with others, and just who you are, and they can maybe tell the type of personality that you have, or maybe possibly a career that you might have in future. So I went back home, and I told my mom about this whole assignment homework thing that we had, and my mom had just read up on chartered accountants, and when she read it, she felt that there it is, and she explained it to me. Obviously, I didn't know anything about that for a long time. Even in primary, I did not know what a chartered accountant does exactly, until I grew up and started doing accounting, and getting a taste of, oh, okay, this is accounting, and then now I'm doing accounting sciences. But she explained it to me, and I remember really loving it, because English and maths were the big subjects that you needed to be good at, which at the time I would say I was good at numbers. Speaking English was okay, cool. So we had to present our assignment, and I remember discussing becoming a chartered accountant, or what that is, and how I want to become a chartered accountant when I grow up. And our teachers encouraged us to go back home and tell our parents that whatever it is that we have decided, that they should support us 100% in pursuit of this career that we have chosen. And that was the beginning of it all. I know we all have our different stories of how we got to where we are, but being that young and having someone direct you in something, because life is very unpredictable. You go through your day to day, and you end up somewhere completely different to how you thought. It's just that level of focus and determination, and having from a young age being directed in a certain path and not having to fall off on the way. Obviously, if I had chosen something different right now, it would have been absolutely fine. But being groomed into accounting was a huge plus for me. And yeah, like my mom is 100%, 1,000,000% my supporter. And you need a tutor, let's get you a tutor. Also, not everything is about money. Whatever that it is that is available, she goes all the way. And when I get my results, I remember this one time I got my results for financial management. So I think when you're doing accounting, there's always going to be that one module that or I'd say maybe in anything, but that one module that just is such a bother, and it's just a drain of your energy, and it just takes away from the shine, all the shine that you're trying to that you're trying to achieve. So for me, it was financial management, legit. And I don't want to speak on it too much though, because I'm trying to be positive about it. And because when you speak too much on the negative things, they become super negative. So for me, it's not about I don't want to say it was hard, but it was definitely challenging. But with every challenge, you try and then you overcome, right? So yeah, I remember getting my financial management results, and was it a year test or an exam? I can't remember, and it went so bad. Oh, I remember being in the bathroom crying. Yeah, I'm like, the thing is, nothing ever gets me to a point where I can't get home and properly take out my frustrations. The fact that I couldn't even get home, good thing I was able to get into the bathroom, but even then, yeah. So I remember calling my mom, and I was crying, and my mom was like she was being so supportive, man. Like, I shouldn't be so hard on myself. I did do my best, I mean, she was there every time I studied. She saw all the preparations that went into it. And at the end of the day, all it takes is your best. You'll try again, and legit, I think I took the sub exam and I passed the sub exam. And I don't think I should be putting my personal business on here. It's too personal. Oh my gosh, that is too personal. But it just goes to show that a good support system behind you goes a long way. And it's not always in the form of family. Sometimes it is in the form of a teacher, it is in the form of a friend, or whatever. It's just very different. And you are very lucky if you have it in multiple places. You are so blessed, and you need to count your blessings. That is my story on my teachers and how I'm so thankful for each and every one of them. Each of them was special, and they played a very crucial part at that time. It could be like in terms of giving me additional material to read, me talking to them about some of the, like I said, teachers and therapists and all that. Guys, teachers do the most. They are very broad, and it sucks now how teachers get killed in schools. They are disrespected verbally, physically, and it sucks. At the end of the day, the government still sees the student as the main act, so the vulnerable one, even though they are the perpetrators sometimes. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still for democracy and like that. Like, I don't believe in the whole corporal punishment that used to take place in schools, where a teacher would just, whoop a kid, or some of them even died. That was hectic, and I'm glad that we don't have that anymore. But I believe to the core that, as much as that doesn't exist, and thank goodness it doesn't, but also teachers need to be respected, and their lives matter. As much as we do protect students, but we need to also, take into account the fact that not all students are innocent. Some of them really do bad stuff, and we can't hit them, of course, but there needs to be some sort of consequence. It's only fair. Also, speaking of teachers, you guys, my grandmother was a teacher at some point. She wasn't an official teacher though, but she was in the rural area that she lived in at the time. She was educated, and there was a shortage on teachers, so they asked my grandmother to teach the grade ones, and she taught them, and they all passed. They did well and moved on to grade 2. When they were in grade 1, she was teaching the grade 1s, and then when the grade 1s moved on to grade 2, she taught them in the afternoons, and then in the morning she would teach the grade 1s, the new grade 1s. In the neighborhood, people really loved her contribution, and she had that impact on them. And so this video also is to celebrate my grandmother, who has now passed away. She passed away on the 10th of October this year, and I just want to say, Granny, that I love you so much, and I appreciate everything that you have done for us and the community as well. Okay guys, we have come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you have not done so already. I will take you guys next time. Bye. Alright, we're going after 21 days. Yeah. We're going after 21 days. After 21. Eh. Yeah. Eh. Le sa lempila. No. Le te tlhokomeleng. Thank you. Thanks.